In this video, I'll be discussing how to make the strappy designs from the instructions of the Vanneau add-on, so the Vanneau Thong. These are the original parts of the Vanneau, and these are the additional ones. For this one, we don't need the waistband, we don't need the original back, and we don't need the original gusset. We're gonna continue with these three pieces. First up, I'm going to make a small alteration to the gusset and to the back. At the back, I'm going to cut this piece, and I already did this. I'm going to add that piece to the gusset. I'm not gonna actually cut it away. I'm planning to use this pattern a few more times. I'm just folding it. I do this often with my patterns. Of course, you can reprint and cut away as much as you like. So these are the pieces I'm going to cut the lace and the fabric with. The first thing I will be cutting is the liner of the gusset. I'll be using a scrap piece. This used to be a sample for a t-shirt, and I'm going to use this to cut the gussets. I'll put it aside and I'll cut my lace design. Okay, I have to cut this piece in one piece. It's just one piece, but my band isn't long enough. This is the back, so I can opt for doing something like this and then use these pieces around to go for the front. Maybe I'll do something like this. I want this one in the middle. I will need to join this with this piece, so that will be, this is a nice possibility. And then I also wanted two smaller pieces at the tip of this. Oh, this is falling off the video. I also want two pieces for the smaller, that small piece here, so I'll be cutting it then. And then I needed two tips. I'm just gonna quickly pull these out a bit. I think this is a really nice piece to highlight. I'll be cutting two pieces of this. You probably noticed that I didn't remove the seam allowance here. You can or cannot do that. That's your own preference. Now I have this pretty piece. Let's search another one. I'm gonna turn it around, so I want it to be mirrored. Now I am going to place these pieces on the original pattern piece, like so. And this is playtime. You can add some rings, some sliders, and map out how you want this design to be, and then we're gonna sew it. I've already prepared a fold over elastic that I sewed down with the triple zigzag, so I closed it and using the triple zigzag. Let's find the camera. Okay, over here. Voila. It's a bit of a lengthy piece, but since these pieces are going to be enclosed, I'll just sew them as soon as I sew the back. First things first, let's start with joining these two pieces. I will be sandwiching this one in between these two gusset pieces using the overlock. With the gusset pieces sewn to the lacy front, I will be continuing. The first thing, I'm going to trim these because I'm going to use fold over elastic to enclose the seams. Voila. So at this end I'll be using completely fold over elastic. I will be leaving a longer tail here. This length I'm going to add and then some more just to be sure. I'll be using a triple zigzag again, but at the end I will go and narrow this down first because the ends are gonna be finished up using a ring. This is a 10mm ring, but I will be using a bigger one because I think I've got 4 straps coming in one ring, and then a 10mm would be too small. But just to give you an idea, I'm going to taper these. I'm going to place it on my cutting board and use the cutting board as a guideline. I'm going to go to almost nothing. Let's see, it's more or less the same. This is going to sit in between the cheeks and going to come out just slightly. Voila. So I'm not losing these ones. I'm now going to use fold over elastic and a triple zigzag to zigzag down. The fold over elastic is sewn on, so we can continue. The next step will be adding the smaller pieces into the fold over elastic. Voila. Just gonna position it. Pinning it down. Not finding pins. Ah, got one. Switch to the other side. Grab more pins. And I will continue here. In this next step, we'll be adding the strap that goes from just about above the lace to the ring and to the other side. I will be adding it like this, so in one continuous piece, and I will be sewing them together just with a small notch here. I might be doing it by hand also. But first, let's check if the 10mm ring will be enough, and actually I don't think so. I'm gonna grab a bigger ring, less contrast. It's So this is the 12 millimeter ring, slightly bigger, and I'll be adding it here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is actually sew this on, so without moving any pieces, I'm going to place my already sewn piece and secure it. Voila, this one is really very good, very nicely done. So I'm not gonna sew it on top of the front. I'm going to place it under. You could also insert it in the fold over elastic. I found that it's a bit too fiddly. It's easier to add it later. So I'll pin it down. And then I'm going to place the ring here. Of course, I have to thread it through. Well, if I forget, I can still do it in a later stage, but if I sew these pieces, then it will be too late. Okay, now I can choose to turn this and then add it here. So you'll see more. You have a little bit of extra gold here. It's an easier way, but you can also choose to cut it and then sew it, but on the other side, of course, not that it's not visible. I'll be adding two pieces here and here, separate pieces. I don't want to, I've joined this in one piece, but these ones I want to join separately. I'll be cutting these off and then joining the other pieces. I've sewn on the two straps and now I'm going to join them in the ring. For this, I'll just secure all pieces and measure. Voila. Adding a pin. I'm quickly measuring using the other one as a guideline. I'll be using a simple stitch here, go back and forth. These ones actually were bar tacks, but I'm not going to do this here. You can, of course, if you prefer bar tack, you can bar tack it. It's also already coming together nicely. The front piece is done, so I will placing it a bit on the side, and I'm going to continue with the back. For the back, I already prepped some fold over elastic that I triple zigzagged. I will be adding two rings in the back, one here and another one here, so I can put this tail through. Why I'm adding a ring here instead of just connecting, like let's imagine this was double, I could also connect the two rings on the side, but I don't want that because I know from experience it will go up, and I want to have it in the same place always. So what I will be doing is cutting two pieces, leaving a tail here at the side. Oh, that's a bit too high. At the side and in front. Add them to the ring, and then I will be adding another piece in between this and this ring. I will do the same thing at the other side, and I'll be back to join the sides. Done with the back. And the only thing I need to do now is add the side rings, not the side straps. Voila, I'm going to measure these. I'll be using a chalk this time. You can use whatever you want. Voila. Being as accurate as I can. Now you'll notice that the pattern has a bend here, is curved, but it's okay to go just straight. I've placed the both of the straps on the pattern and I indicated where the ring should go. I'm going to be using these two overlapping each other, and I'm not going to sew them on separately. I'm going to sew them on in pretending they're just one strap, and then I'll do it to the other side and to the front. Almost there. I'm done. A very nice strappy Vanneau Panties.